classroom in Cambodia, 1953. A gentle teacher grades papers, smiling at his students. Within decades, this same man would orchestrate the deaths of millions. This is the haunting transformation of Pol Pot. Born Saloth Sar in 1925, he was known to his students as Teacher Pot, a mild-mannered educator who taught French literature. None could have imagined that this unassuming figure would become one of history's most brutal dictators. The transformation began during his time in Paris. While studying radio electronics, he spent more time in communist circles than in classrooms. Pot developed a twisted vision that would later terrorize Cambodia. His return to teaching in Cambodia wasn't innocent. He used his position to recruit young minds into his radical movement. His classroom became a breeding ground for his extremist ideas. The most chilling aspect isn't just his transformation, but how he used his educational background to manipulate Cambodia's youth. When the Khmer Rouge seized power in 1975, he perverted education. Schools were converted into torture centers. In a cruel irony, the former teacher became education's greatest enemy. Under his regime, formal education was abolished. Books were burned. The educated class was systematically eliminated. The same man who once taught French poetry now declared that knowledge from the outside world was poisonous. His educational background made him particularly effective at propaganda. Simple slogans and repetitive messages were used to brainwash an entire generation. The skills he learned as a teacher became tools of mass destruction. Perhaps the darkest revelation is how he used his teaching experience to structure the Khmer Rouge's indoctrination camps. These camps mimicked school environments, but taught death instead of knowledge. The educator had become the ultimate anti-educator. Between 1975 and 1979, approximately 2 million Cambodians perished under his rule. The former teacher had engineered a genocide, targeting intellectuals and anyone with an education. His final years were spent hiding in the jungle, still teaching, but now instructing his followers in guerrilla warfare. When journalists finally found him in 1997, he showed no remorse. The story of Pol Pot forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. How does a person tasked with nurturing young minds become their destroyer? What invisible line separates the educator from the executioner? His journey from classroom to killing fields remains one of history's most chilling metamorphoses, a dark reminder that sometimes the most dangerous monsters begin as ordinary people. Most disturbing of all, his time as a teacher wasn't just a phase he passed through. It was the training ground for his later atrocities. The very qualities that could make someone an excellent teacher became, in his hands, tools for mass murder.